Hi guys, happy Saturday. It's March the 14th. So I'm here in the Capitol in Albany, New York, and I'm here at the there we go. So I am here at the one of the government state buildings, the federal and the state buildings here, with the going through this concourse area. And pretty much one of my friends who's in the community told me that there was going to be a meeting today on public response to the coronavirus. And pretty much I'm really, as you know, I'm very, very much involved in this response. And I'm trying my best right now. I'm trying my best to get as much information as I can in regards to this crisis, especially right now when they are shutting down a lot of public and state offices. So I'm really trying to get as much to be involved in as much as in the know as possible. So what's happening here in New York State, I don't know if it's happening in other cities or in other states or countries, but I heard it's actually being right now a little bit more in control in certain provinces in China as well as Italy. But here in New York State, they're actually closing off. Is that public access? Okay. They're actually closing down all public facilities for the next 2 weeks. The next 2 weeks, all state libraries is public. Okay. All state libraries, all government offices. Let me see this. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so all government offices, all buildings, libraries, schools. The American Federation of Schools has actually declared an emergency on the coronavirus. So the president of the American Federation of Schools has actually postponed spring semesters for all schools, public and private, from elementary, middle, and high school, and of course charter schools. So the president of the American Federation of Schools has actually declared an emergency on this coronavirus and has actually suspended all public and private schools for the next, I think it's for the next 3 months. So I really need to look at more context. I actually really need to be in the know, more community involvement as well. I really need to be involved in community involvement. So I'm actually going to go to the Hilton and Albany Med and do some more network with people, because I don't want to waste my time with people who eventually will waste your time. So unfortunately, I am single, and people, they only perceive that as a single female instead of somebody that's actually intellectual and in the know and in the medical field, which is really, really, really hard to do. So pretty much right now in New York State, especially in Albany, New York State, outside of the Bronx and New York, has actually declared a state emergency. So the National Guard is posted outside of an area called New Rochelle, which is outside of the Bronx right now. How you doing? And also, so the National Guard is here on the northeastern side of New York, and also the governor is always here in Albany hosting his press briefings, always trying to get involved. And really, it's actually pretty nice to actually get an input onto what's going on and lobbying for health reform, lobbying for a lot of reform, safety, public safety, as well as a lot of other issues that have been going through this past almost 365 days, 1 year since I've been here in New York State. So I want to be involved. I want to be in the know, knowledgeable about a lot of things, and especially use my medical field, my home health care, my internal medicine, phlebotomy skills, AIDS skills, geriatric skills, to be involved in this process, working with people all over the world, that especially using my degree for something, because I do speak Spanish, hablo español. Necesito más información para la pandémica de coronavirus. Es muy importante para mí en la otra personas personales, para de méritos, de enfermedades y todo, para recibe las correctas información para las doctoras, para el gobierno y todo el gobierno de oficinas para la coronavirus. La gente es, recibes las, what is it? What are the symptoms? ¿Qué es el símptomos? What are the symptoms? Because usualmente it's like como la, it's just like a regular flu. It's just like pneumonia, but it's not. No está para pneumonia. It's not like pneumonia. And so pretty much I'm really trying to get involved and do whatever I can to get as much correct information as possible. So it is Saturday, and I'm, here, there, and everywhere, and being involved, and going through. Oh, this is her focus. Oh, this is her focus, which is not. Actually, many people, and being in the know and being a part of an organization is hard. It's really hard, but I'm trying to be as much involved in this process as possible. I've been in government for, a long time, most of my life. During Hurricane Katrina, and DC at Howard University before about a year or two before Obama was elected, as well as a lot of things as well. And so actually receiving, this person's mental health, and your mental health. I do understand that, your mental health, but you can use that mental health for a reason. You can use that mental health to get involved in a lot of resources. You can actually use that mental health diagnosis to help you, to push you forward towards helping others as well. So I completely understand it. It's a lot of things to recognize and to deal with here. And, I've been almost without a job in the medical field for about 2 years, but I haven't let that keep me back. I haven't let that hold me back from what my purpose is and where I really want to go, what I really want to do with my life. So it's really hard, So it's kind of complicated here because the symptoms, is that a good backdrop? There we go. Okay, so I know senators, I know female senators as well as male senators. I know a lot of assembly people. I love to be involved, especially in first aid on the street as well as first aid in government. And I've been in geriatrics almost 10 years working with older people. I've been involved with home health care. I've been a volunteer for the Coleman breast cancer, as well as, just a volunteer for the AIDS Health Foundation, for NAMI, National Institute of Mental Health, for DBSA, Depression Bipolar Support Alliance. I've been involved in all of these organizations, and pretty much what I want to do is I want to use my voice and my feedback, and not the voices of others through me, but I want to use my voice and my feedback to be the voice and the feedback of others. I want to actually be an input towards others and towards others' needs as well, which really needs to get out there and do what you're supposed to do and be involved. And it's hard. It's hard to push through. It's hard to struggle. Every single day it's a struggle. It's a struggle to get through and to do what you have to do in order to survive on the street. I didn't come here. I came here to Albany, and I got involved in this, and everybody knows everywhere I've stayed, every place I know, all my family know, all my friends know, I'm a very clean person. Every job that I've been through, I'm always about, HIPAA laws. I'm always about OSHA. I'm always about, infection control, safety. So I pretty much always have been about safety issues, especially with being in New York and dealing with a lot of construction violations, city code violations with the construction, as well as all these messed up pipelines, which I've actually got involved with public safety, public police on these gas pipelines, which is another issue because people, they can just all of a sudden do a permit. They can also do a construction project or do a gas line project or build a new gas station without informing the city. And that's a city code violation right there, in order to all of a sudden put up a gas pipeline in order to build a gas station, but you're not informing the city, you're not informing the local city enforcement law, you're not informing the public that you're actually building this site, building this construction, building a utility for the public. You're building utility, but you need pretty much in order to get the laws, to get the code, everything else set up in order, in place. And so I definitely want to be a part of that. I definitely want to be involved in that. And, I do have a lot of family issues and everything like that, but I'm not going to let it keep me back from being myself, from being involved in the medical community, from being involved in government, from pretty much doing whatever I can necessary in order to get the word out, in order to, okay, you know what, my ideals, my input was used at the beginning, so now I'm going to let the input of others be a source of community involvement for myself. So like I was telling the state police officer, I was like, well, you know what, my source was a little bit off, so I'm going to have to actually pretty much do things on my own, set up my own meetings, set up my own community involvement, set up my own appointments, or pretty much to be involved publicly with this crisis, to be publicly involved with this pandemic. It's more than just, you know, passing out hand sanitizers to a couple people or being there doing CPR on the street. It's actually more so being involved, being in the know, doing research, because anytime you're in the medical field, whether you're a doctor, nurse, or a CNA, or a PCT, or a medical assistant, you always have to be doing research. You always have to be reading. You always have to be taking training classes. Always have to be in the know. So I pretty much want to be involved. And I'm really greatly happy to actually be in the know and doing the very best I can. And I'm very excited to be here in Albany and to use the resources. Sometimes some days you have good days, some days you have other days, but I'm very happy to be involved here in Albany. So this is Terry LaQueen Battle coming from downtown Albany, the legislative office, the concourse. But I'm very happy to be here with the guys. I'll keep touching bases with you. The CDC is always putting information. The NIH, National Institutes, is always putting out information. The World Health Organization is always putting out outlets, public information brochures. They have press conferences, press briefings with the governor every single day. I'm also taking care of myself. I'm also getting tested. I'm getting my breast cancer also tested, as well as being in the know about Albany Med has a drive-through here where you can go ahead and they'll do a quick swab on you and they'll test you to see if you have coronavirus, like in 5 minutes. So Albany Med, I'm going to go ahead and get that done today, you know, just to be a double check right quick. So again, this is Terry LaQueen Battle from Central New York and the capital of New York State, Albany, New York. I'm very happy to be here with you guys. I'll touch base with you every single day as a new do blogs. Go ahead and build up my website, even though there's a lack of internet access, but I'm going to try my very best to be involved in this process. So I love you guys. Peace and much love. Aloha, buenas tardes, bendiciones para tu en tu familia, las festivas de Lent, the season of Lent, as well as Passover, which is soon to come, and hopefully that this coronavirus will soon pass over for a lot of people here and above. So this is LaQueen Terry Battle from Albany, New York. I love you guys. Peace and much love.